one way to think of ideology is the working of ideas, some of them false, others merely distorted, still others having nothing to do with truth, that together help to legitimate a dominant paradigm. This working of ideas produces in most of us some sort of belief. People form their arguments in order to better rationalize what they already do, the way they already see the world.
But I think it's ridiculous and unjustifiable that marijuana is criminalized while more addictive and dangerous substances like alcohol and tobacco are available at every gas station in the country.
Für die Relegalisierung von Cannabis.
Was kann man?
Oh, Canada is now saying, oh, cannabis. Our neighbors to the north legalizing recreational marijuana. Canada now the largest nation in the world to do that. Here in the United States, just 9 states allow it, but with the midterms around the corner, this is a major issue on the ballot in Michigan and North Dakota.
And of course, all of you out there who may not be familiar with Aurora Cannabis, can you just step back and give us an overview, because you were one of the first facilities in Canada?
Yes, we're one of 26, I believe, licensed producers in the country out of 1,400 applicants. The facility itself is over 55,000 square feet. It's in a very tax-friendly jurisdiction in Alberta. We're the very first facility in Canada built brand new from the ground up. And we're ready to roll. We've got a license to produce. We've pulled over 7 harvests in to our vault, and looking forward to the sales.
And there's another study in Japan which actually shows that CBD can be used for breast cancer along with liver cancer.
Johnson believes some of her father's pain could have been helped with medical cannabis. She says it currently helps a friend who lives in Colorado with multiple sclerosis.
We're talking about 86% of Americans believe that doctors should be able to prescribe it if, as a medicine.
It used to be the biggest steel city in the country. And then in the, I think, 50s or 60s, the whole steel industry here collapsed. I think it went to China, and something like 200,000 people lost their jobs, and it was mass exodus. And finally, due to marijuana, this city has really revived.
Medical marijuana is the fastest growing industry in the U.S. Legal pot has grown to a $6.6 billion industry, with $7 and $10 going for medical marijuana. The overall industry is projected to quadruple over the next decade, more than $25 billion. Now, because the industry is booming, 28 states currently have some form of legal marijuana. More states will legalize this year.
So when you hear people coming up here and saying how successful this was and how great it is and how wonderful it is in Washington, all you have to say to them is, grow your own! Because it's a felony! It's a felony! And that's what they had you vote on, a felony. They lied to you!
For the liberals, legalizing pot may have been an electable campaign promise. But with the legislative delays and pointless raids on dispensaries, it's turning out to be bad policy. Many of the licenses to cultivate weed were offered to companies with deep ties to the pharmaceutical industry, and even deeper pockets to lobby federal regulators. Which begs the question, just how is Big Pharma planning to ruin legal weed for the rest of us?
And yet, I think we're selling our young people down the river by allowing a new predatory business that feeds off of addiction, that makes money off of getting people hooked. I think that's bad for the public health.